What is this? A new episode of 5 cool mods? Not upcoming mods or something crazy like that. I'm actually uploading that later today. But regardless, yes, another episode of 5 cool mods for Fallout 4. It has been a while since I've uploaded an episode of this series, mainly because I was just doing some different kinds of videos on my channel, and I was focusing on including mods in my Mods Weekly series rather than this one. Regardless, we've been getting a lot of mods this week, so I decided to include another episode of 5 cool mods. This is definitely going to be a high quality episode. Every single mod I'm showing you today, I think is worth a download, and I personally have downloaded and used them. Regardless, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoy as always, and with that, let's just jump right into it. So the first mod I do want to show you guys is one that actually has been out for quite a while on PC. That's going to be ReGrowth Overhaul. It just was released on Xbox One in a little bit of a toned down form, although I still think it changes the game in a pretty substantial way. This is going to fall into the category of those green mods, adding in new grass and vegetation into the Fallout 4 world to really change the way it looks, because in the vanilla game there's just not much grass and trees going on. After installing any of these mods, there is a huge difference. The reason ReGrowth Overhaul has claimed such popularity and is actually one of the go-to mods for many people is because of how substantial of a change it actually makes. As you can see by the video, when installing this mod, you feel like you are in a different location. It doesn't feel like the same old Fallout 4 like vanilla Fallout 4 is. Some of the other green mods out there will just add in some grass and make things appear a little bit green. Regrowth actually makes things feel different. It doesn't just feel like there's a little bit added in. It feels like you are in a different location again. You have to play around trees. You're going to hear new wildlife. One of the really cool features about this mod is now as you travel through this seemingly brand new world, you'll actually hear new audio files, so you'll hear different sounds from different animals, as well as the overall just appearance of different wildlife is increased. Not enemies per se, but rather like bunnies and different mutated animals that you would typically find in the wild. I feel like this is one of the only mods out there right now that truly make Fallout 4 look totally different just by adding in a bunch of new grass and trees. Next up we have Gamma Grenade. This is a particularly cool mod. A lot of mods out there will add in new or modified grenades, basically taking one of the original grenades from Fallout 4 and making it have a different effect. The reason Gamma Grenade stands out to me as being pretty noticeably different is it actually is a totally new grenade model. This mod is adding in a very unique and custom looking grenade and honestly looks very cool. As you can see from some of those intro close-up shots, there was a lot of time and effort put into designing this thing, and I think the result is when you have this mod installed, this is going to be the single coolest looking grenade in the game. On top of that, as gamma weaponry is in Fallout 4, this is definitely going to be on the higher end. You're going to kill enemies very quickly with this grenade installed, and when using it, it's meant to be more powerful than some of the other options out there, and I definitely think that's executed well. All around, it's a very cool mod. We don't see new grenade mods all that often, and gamma weaponry in Fallout 4 in general is a pretty sparse category, so any addition is pretty notable, but this one in particular is definitely a good one. So next up we have Gibbs of Glory. This is actually going to make Fallout 4 a bit gorier. So basically now, after installing this mod, as you headshot enemies or even blow off any limbs, there's just going to be more stuff coming out. It's going to make it seem like there is a larger explosion as more pieces fly into the air. It's a relatively simple mod. You'll get the gist of it very quickly after using it, but personally I find this to be a pretty big improvement over the vanilla system. Mods like this you're going to encounter all the time. As long as you're killing enemies and headshotting different enemies, which you're probably doing pretty often in Fallout 4, you're going to experience this mod, and it's such a fundamental aspect of the game that even minor changes like this mod do have pretty long lasting and substantial effects. I personally really like this one, and I definitely think you will too. So next up we have the HK45. This is another mod that's been out for quite a while on PC, but only now just made its way over to Xbox One. This is a pretty cool pistol mod, adding in the very iconic HK45. I'm sure you've seen this in tons of different movies, and even other video games tend to feature this pistol a lot. For whatever reason, I feel like it always has a silencer on it, so that's the way I'm using it in this video. Lots of people love different weapon mods. I don't think you could have too many weapon mods because everyone has a different taste to themselves. So if this is one that fits your taste, then obviously you should download this mod. If it's not, there's tons of other options out there for you. So last but certainly not least, we have a new pump shotgun. That's going to be the Benelli M3 Super 90. As I did say, this shotgun is going to feature totally custom sounds and animation, and those being pump action. The only two other mods we do have featuring these kinds of animations are again going to be the Remington 870 as well as the Hollow Rifle / China Lake. This is a pretty new and kind of unproven ground in Fallout 4, so seeing additions to it is always really nice to see. I think the shotgun actually looks pretty cool with some of the different attachments, although I think some of the textures definitely could use a little bit bit of a bump. It was a tad glitchy on release when modifying the weapon. Sometimes you'd have 3 of singular categories, like 3 of the magazine category would appear and you'd be able to change them all 3 times and it would always yield the same result. Regardless, just for the sheer novelty of the pump action animations as well as the coolness of this weapon, I definitely think it's going to be a great addition to many of your games. That's pretty much going to wrap it up for this episode of 5 cool mods for Fallout 4. As always, I do hope you guys enjoyed. I thank you all for watching again and I hope to see you all next time. Later.